I'm not a good person to go on vacation and sit on a beach and do nothing. I get bored in about 10 minutes. What I've loved about diving is it gives us a great thing to do for holidays and vacations that's active, that's mentally challenging, and that lets us experience things that you just don't get to see in your day-to-day life. For me, what I love about it is the weightlessness. And once you become very skilled at your buoyancy control and your ability to maneuver in the water, you end up having a very, very relaxing, very, very beautiful experience in the water. My friends call me the octopus whisperer. I seem to have a way of enticing these animals out of their dens and into interactions with divers. Some of them have involved full bear hugs from these animals while I was on a dive. Over 8 years ago now, I was doing a dive over in West Seattle and I came across a really amazing octopus. I kept going back to watch that octopus in its den, and about 2 months later I noticed when I peeked in that it was laying eggs. I kept the location secret. I told one friend who's an avid photographer, and we went back and visited repeatedly. An octopus mother and that process is truly the ultimate sacrifice. Once a mother giant Pacific octopus lays her eggs, she does not leave the den again. And the gestation period can be anywhere from 6 to 10 months. And during this time, the mother actually begins to waste away. So she essentially consumes herself caring for her young. While I was observing Opal and kind of watching her move along with the progress of her eggs, I actually ended up having to go in for surgery. And the surgery was a partial hysterectomy as well as a colon resection. I was in my late 30s at that point, and that procedure closed the door on having kids of my own. I remember going on my last dive before the surgery, hoping that she would have a great hatch, but also hoping that maybe it wouldn't happen for another 6 weeks. It actually really motivated me in my recovery. I worked extremely hard to get better as fast as possible. I think it was a month to the day of the procedure, I was back in the water diving again. During the first week of school in 2010, Opal gave birth, and when that hatch happened, about 50,000 little tiny baby octopus were released into the world. There was an irony of sorts in terms of me closing that chapter for good, and then watching the largest natural birth event that's ever been captured on film. It was truly a poignant moment for that reason, but at the same time it was just undeniably the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I went back, and when I saw that she was dead, it was probably one of the most difficult things I've seen while on a dive, and of course I cried for the rest of the dive. I'll be lucky if I ever see a hatch in the wild like that again, but I will treasure that week of diving for the rest of my life.